Call to order at 4 o'clock. Mr. Heldreth will lead us in salute to the flag.
Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we'll have roll call. We have Ms. Givens, Mr. Eastless, Mr. Heldreth, and myself present. Ms. Perea is absent
Will not be attending.
and will not be attending. Thank you. The board meeting is a business meeting of the board held in public forum to comply with the Brown Act. It is not a town hall meeting with the board. This is the time for citizens to present problems or questions they feel the board should discuss. Individuals are encouraged to address the full board, not individual board members. The law prohibits the board from taking any action on items not on the agenda. Request to speak cards should be filled out in advance and presented to the superintendent, executive assistant. Instruction for submitting remote public comment can be found on the website busdk12.com under the tab Board of Trustees. The board has a policy of limiting any speaker to not more than 3 minutes. The board limits the total time for public input on each item or topic to 15 minutes or 5 individuals request to speak. The president may review the submitted requests to speak or take a poll of the speakers for or against a particular issue and may ask the additional person speak only if they have something new to add. Citizens who have comments on or against a particular issue may be asked to provide a written statement for the record or to sign an agreement with a written comment of another citizen. All names will be memorialized in minutes. With the board consent, the president may increase or decrease the time allowed for public presentation, depending on the topic and the number of persons wishing to be heard. For the record, state your name.
None at this time.
We will adjourn at 4:03 for closed session.
You are my sunlight. You are my sunlight. You are my sunlight. You are my sunlight.
Want to readjourn the meeting at 4:59. Ms. Givens had to leave the meeting and will not return. I will report out of action from closed session. In closed session, the board took action to approve the stipulated expulsion recommendations of students 25546160035, 802-745-8007, 229-906-2172, and 421-32-68133. The vote of 4-0. In closed session, the board took action to approve a readmission recommendation of student number 14707244435. It was a unanimous vote of 4-0. Skyline Spring Choir presentation.
They're in the DO conference.
Got 'em?
And then we can.
I'm not the director, but the director, I don't know what she is, so. Step back a little bit, look back a little bit. I'm gonna step back, step back a little bit, step back a little bit.
Wow.
Guess I gotta work to wear my shirt.
Really? Put the ones that are not.
Miss Sanders. You wanna-
fine.
I said. How do you want them lined up?
Okay, they know.
They know, okay, well, I don't, so.
Okay.
All right.
Sanders, why don't you put you're not as tall in front.
No, they know how they're supposed to be lined up. Okay. Joseph, come down,
Wow.
come down, come down. Where's Mindy? Where's Mindy?
She's still under. She never used the baby. It'd be too loud for the baby. It's too loud for the baby.
Down just a little bit, down just a little bit.
It's gonna be too loud for the baby, Mom. I go.
Come on, go down, go down, go down, go down where you go. You ladies, go.
Okay, so I guess I will introduce them
Yes, that'd be good.
while we're getting ready. So our choir, we actually started it last year. Miss Sanders thankfully volunteered because she has a lot of music experience and she's done a really good job. We've gone to the Veterans Home a few times. We've gone to the Rimrock Home. We did the Barstow holiday celebration on the big stage across from the city council room. And we've done other things.
Tyler, you're
Yeah.
right here.
We've
Yes, you're right
so
here.
they've had a few times to kind of sing in front of people, and they practice really hard. So we appreciate you guys letting us come and share their the new choir experience for Skyline North.
Turn your body.
And I'm gonna give it to Miss Sanders to get us going.
This is less than a minute of reading. Hello, everyone. First, I want to say thank you to Barstow Unified School District for giving us this opportunity to showcase the talent of the Skyline Choir. Are you okay? Oh, I thought she was crying. Not yet. This is our spring choir. It is actually our second season this year. We also had winter choir, where we had the privilege of visiting the Barstow Veterans Home. There, yeah, you can clap for that. There we sang. There we sang Christmas carols for our veterans, shared cookies and hot chocolate, and spent a wonderful afternoon together with our veterans. It was truly a meaningful experience, and the veterans enjoyed it so much. We also had the opportunity to perform for our superintendent, Miss Swearingen, an impromptu concert. Thank you so much. Your children, oh my goodness, have shown incredible dedication. Many of the students here in our spring choir also participated in winter choir, committing themselves to a full year of musical growth and excellence. I am so proud of them, and you should be as well. I'd also like to take just a moment to have a few thank yous. Thank you to the teachers at Skyline North Elementary for their continued support. Thank you to our administrative staff, Miss Karina and Miss Sandy, for everything you do behind the scenes. I ask a whole lot. Thank you to Miss Priscilla Soto for always helping during our choir rehearsals. Special thank you to Latron Lester for coming in and providing music for our choir. You are so appreciated. Your talent is beyond amazing, Latron. Thank you to Miss Lauren Rogers for our t-shirts, Miss Amanda Plata for supplying our food for our party tonight. We're having a party tonight. And during our fundraiser, lastly, and a very special thank you to Mr. Ray Garcia, my assistant choir director. I could not have done this without you. Have programs too. You have truly been a lifesaver and a godsend. Last but not least, I can't forget these people, my room 17 teachers, Miss Cindy, Miss Denise. I love you guys so much. I don't care what I want to do, they are ride or die. Thank you for being there, supporting our students. All right, let's get ready to go.
Mommy.
Are they in my car? Okay, don't worry about it. You guys ready?
Yeah.
No nervous.
Start of a change with one and everything. One and everything.
Something greater, the legacy. We wanted everything, wanted everything. Mama said,
It's a little complicated. But I love to see you waiting.
he said,
Time when you haven't seen me. Inside to see. How high you can start now. Up to high. Have to have. You're gonna start now. I'm gonna be one in a million. All the time.
beautiful, beautiful.
I close my eyes. I can see a world that's waiting up for me. The dark, through the door, through where no one's been before. Feels like they say, sounds crazy. Say, only to love. Feel my hand, dreams. I didn't know what I want me. I didn't know what I want to see. I meant to very dreams for the world like none of me. We can build every room inside is filled. Don't fall. Special things I can find, each one there to make you smile. Rainy. Make it stay. Crazy. I'm crazy. It's gonna take everything to what we're gonna make. Let me be a part of it. But say that you're tell the world you see. to the world most my eyes see. Oh, my cause every night dreams of the world we're gonna make.
Yeah, one last song. Follow. Follow. You guys take one step back. Take one step back. My back line. All right. Take one step back. Take one step back. Here we go. One more. All right, here we go. A little bit more. Get some room for your parents to see. All right, here we go. All right, we're gonna rock out on this last song for you guys. We hope you guys, the old people, y'all should know this one. I put one in for us.
And keep some tempo with us. All right, have fun.
Yes. Here we go.
Walking on sunshine. Walking on sunshine. I'm walking on sunshine. Oh, I feel good. I feel good. Oh, yeah. I wanna spend my whole life just
Waiting for you.
I'm walking on sunshine. Walking on sunshine. Walking on sunshine. Does it feel good? Oh, now it's gonna feel good. Oh, now
I'm walking on sunshine.
to me. Walking on walking on sunshine.
No.
I feel love. 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 I feel alive. 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 I'm walking on sunshine. No, walking on sunshine. Walking on sunshine. Gonna feel good. Hey, now and gonna feel good.
You want to take a picture with the turn around facing this way, guys. This way. You guys. How are you guys want to go stand behind the kids? Or you want to come here and turn around? Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys. Okay, step forward to the table, and then we're gonna turn around, and Mr. Chavez is gonna take a picture. Wait. Look forward, guys. Smile. Look forward. Look forward. Smile. Look forward. 1, 2, 3. Smile. All right. Yeah. Great job. Great job. Go that way, guys. Go that way. Good job. See you. I'll ask him. Parents, I'm gonna grab your kids. Good job. Good job. Really good job. Good job. Good job. Thank you. Good job, sir.
No, she said. That way you don't have to write.
Really?
I'll be part.
I love your
Thank you, son. Great job. Having the live part like added a whole nother like. Great job. Thank you, guys.
Next, we'll have March 2026 Employee of the Month.
Central.
And no Central High School performance tonight.
All right.
More in the middle.
All right. All right, thank you. Employee of the Month, these are going to be for March 2026. I think you've gotten to the habit of
Yeah.
getting those. Our first Employee of the Month that will be recognized tonight is Sandra Jimenez Russell. Sandra is being recognized for the Elementary Classified Staff Member Employee of the Month for the month of March 2026. We'll be certain that she gets her certificate, her binder, her $25 gift card from Schools First Federal Credit Union, and her desk plaque once we receive them. Okay. Our next Employee of the Month is Christina Chavez. Congratulations, you're right here in the center. Oh, yeah. All right, Employee of the Month, Christina Chavez, in recognition of your extraordinary dedication and service to the staff and students of Barstow Unified School District. We are proud to honor you as the Elementary Certificated Staff Member Employee of the Month for the month of March 2026. We have your certificate, your binder, your $25 Schools First Federal Credit Union gift card, and we will get you your desk plaque as soon as they arrive.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And
You
Miss
have
Miller is
family?
coming up.
Yeah, and Miss.
Let's get Miss Miller up.
Okay.
And then,
This one right here.
and then we'll sing
I should have worn a matching shirt.
No.
Here.
And then. Miss Miller, you want to stay up?
Good. Much better picture. Dodgers, yes. Okay.
Our next Employee of the Month is Carissa Rodriguez Cardenas. Carissa is being recognized as a secondary classified staff member for the month of March 2026. We'll make sure that she gets her certificate, her binder, and her $25 gift certificate from Schools First Credit Union and her desk plaque. Okay, our next employee is Melissa Price. Congratulations. You're right here.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Employee of the Month, Melissa Price, in recognition of your extraordinary dedication and service to the staff and students of Barstow Unified School District. We are proud to honor you as the secondary certificated staff member Employee of the Month for the month of March 2026. Your certificate, your binder, your $25 Schools First Federal Credit Union gift card, and we will get you your desk plaque as soon as possible. Congratulations. Do you have a family member you'd like to
Come on
bring
up, come on up.
Yeah. I saw him standing back there. And is your principal here?
No. That's fine. It lives down the hill.
Oh, okay. Come on
Good.
Stuck with
Hey, see?
in. All right.
Thank you.
All righty. Okay. Denise Ceballos. Congratulations. Employee of the Month, Denise Ceballos, in recognition of your extraordinary dedication and service to the staff and students of Barstow Unified School District. We are proud to honor you as the Classified Substitute Staff Member Employee of the Month for the month of March 2026. We have your certificate, your binder, your $25 Schools First Federal Credit Union gift card, and we will get you a desk plaque as soon as possible. Congratulations.
Stephanie,
And do you have
Anybody else?
family?
Stephanie, come on up first.
Yeah, you need to
You
come.
first.
Oh, I'm,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
she did the
Yeah,
pupil
go.
services, not,
That's right.
Oh, sorry.
she was at Fine Arts for the Olympics.
Oh, that qualifies, Stephanie. All right. Okay, our next employee of the month is Sozi Gad. Wow, did I pronounce it right? Sozi.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. This is your spot right there. Come on around. Employee of the Month, Sozi Gad, in recognition of your extraordinary dedication and service to the staff and students of Barstow Unified School District. We are proud to honor you as the Certificated Substitute Staff Member Employee of the Month for the month of March 2026. Your certificate, your binder, your $25 Schools First Federal Credit Union gift certificate. And we will get you a desk plaque as soon as possible.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. And do you have a staff member
Yes,
or
yes, I
a
have
family
it.
member?
Yes.
Okay, come on up. Right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Congratulations.
Okay, our next employee of the month is Edward Mutterlin. Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Employee of the Month, Edward Mutterlin. In recognition of your extraordinary dedication and service to the staff and students at Barstow Unified School District, we are proud to honor you as the District Classified Staff Member Employee of the Month for the month of March 2026. We have your certificate, your binder, your $25 Schools First Federal gift card. And we'll get you a desk plaque as soon as possible.
All right.
You have a family member that you'd like to photograph there? Okay. Our next employee of the month is Carrie Malden.
Congratulations, Ms. Gary.
Employee of the Month, Carrie Malden, in recognition of your extraordinary dedication and service to the staff and students of Barstow Unified School District. We are proud to honor you as the Management Team Staff Member Employee of the Month for the month of March 2026. We have your certificate, your binder, your $25 Schools First Federal Credit Union gift card, and we will get you your desk plaque as soon as possible. Congratulations. You have anybody you want to? All right. This is our last one, and this is the superintendent's choice, and no one knows who this person is other than the employee, my administrative assistant, the employee's administrator, and of course myself. And that person is Michael Armstrong. Congratulations. Employee of the Month, Michael Armstrong, in recognition of your extraordinary dedication and service to the staff and students of Barstow Unified School District, we are proud to honor you as the Superintendent's Choice Employee of the Month for the month of March 2026. Your certificate, your binder, I forgot to give Mr. Williams your $25 Schools First Federal Credit Union gift card, and we will get you your desk plaque as soon as possible.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And I believe your principal is here.
And my work husband.
Okay. Oh.
That's funny.
We want to.
I'm in silence. All right.
Oh.
1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
All right, our next presentation will be the facility master plan.
Mr. Beaton.
Good evening. Before I introduce DC Architects to present the
Right, well, let's give just a moment for those who are here for the employees to exit. My apologies, Mr. Beaton. Please proceed.
Good evening. Before I introduce DC Architects to present the facilities master plan, I want to briefly highlight some of the work already underway across the district. John will be sharing a more detailed update later this evening on current projects, as well as plans for the upcoming summer. In addition, you'll see several items reflected in the purchase order report that are scheduled for completion over the summer months to include fence installation at Crestline Elementary, fence and gate installation at Linwood Elementary, carpet installation at Crestline and Linwood Elementary. We're repairing backflow pipes at Ingalls, and we're renovating the Barstow High School kitchen, plumbing, cabinetry, and flooring. As part of our ongoing commitment to ensuring that our facilities align with both current needs and long-term district priorities, we're moving forward with the development of a comprehensive master facilities plan. This plan will serve as a strategic roadmap to guide future improvements, modernization efforts, and responsible use of our resources across all sites. To support this work, we have partnered with a team of experienced architects who specialize in educational facility planning. Their role is to assess our existing conditions, and help us develop a thoughtful data-informed plan that reflects both our instructional goals and the needs of our community. This evening, they are here to introduce themselves, outline their approach, and provide an overview of the process and timeline for developing the master facilities plan. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to DC Architects to begin their presentation.
Thank you, Douglas. My name is Max Hunter. This is Karthika. We're with DC Architects, and we've had the unique privilege over the last couple months working on the Barstow Unified School District Master Plan. As Doug outlined, this is a thoughtful document intended on helping you guys organize your budget and future projects to make sure that your facilities will support growth and continued excellence for your students far into the future. And part of this has been a demographics report that we put together with MGT, formerly Davis Demographics. They did a study on the existing facilities, the student enrollment, and future facilities as it's going to be impacted by the Barstow International Project. $1.5 billion project that's expected to bring in future students and future demand across the campus. So we'll hand it over to him and let him give that high-level overview at this time. There you go. You ready? Yep. Hi, Isaac. Can you hear us?
I can. Sorry, I'm good. I lost you for a second. I am here. Thank you for the introduction.
Speaking, but we might have some issues.
Am I coming through?
You know, it could be easy, as if we just put them on speakerphone.
Max, are you able to hear me? Hello, are you able to hear me? Hello, are you able to hear me?
Hi, Isaac. I think to get around some technical difficulties, it might be easiest if you just speak here. Can everybody hear the speaker all right?
Hopefully I'm coming through okay. I apologize for the technical difficulties there.
It's all right. If anybody has any trouble, I can relay as well.
Do you want to
Can you
bring
put
it
it on
up
the
to the
table?
to the
Oh,
dais?
sure. Thank you. Take it away, Isaac.
Wonderful. So we had the opportunity to perform a demographic study to support the work of DC Architects. Hopefully you're able to see my screen here. I'll walk you through the findings of that report to help you understand what is happening both short, intermediate, and long term when it comes to the demographic forecast for the area. If we take a look at how we put together that forecast, it starts to begin by pulling in your student information system, all the data that exists in it. So we have an understanding of where students reside within your district boundary school district. We also go into great detail, finding potential development that can occur, and we took it a step further, seeing where that potential development will occur as a result of the Barstow International Gateway project that really has true growth in the long term. We also went through and did analysis by geographic attendance areas, understanding what's happening in the attendance areas in terms of where we expect growth and decline to occur. And we put together a district-wide residential forecast for the next 10 years, as well as what we call maturity or build-out, in which all the land, whether it's associated with the Barstow Gateway or planned residential development that is currently expected, is built on. Hopefully I'm still coming through there.
Yes.
When we look at what is happening in terms of the forecast and what goes into it in terms of factors, we have birth rates, we have mobility factors. The birth rates come from the state, so we have an accurate understanding of the number of children that have been born in the area that fall within the zip codes that make up the district's boundary. We've also gone through great lengths studying what happens in terms of mobility. Is there an influx of people moving into the community or leaving the community or taking advantage of alternate programming situations that may be available in the area as well? In terms of mobility, we capture that, how many kids make it from one grade to the next moving forward. And we also take a look at student yield factors and how it can relate to our planned residential development, how many kids we expect to come out of future homes that are going to be constructed, give you an understanding of what's going to happen, both once again in the intermediate and midterm, as well as a long-term at maturity also. The student analysis begins with the download of your student verification system. I mentioned that we're able to match all of the student addresses, so we have a perfect understanding of where everyone resides throughout the district to give us an understanding of how that compares and contrasts to where students are actually attending school. And then we go through the step of actually projecting at the study area level, which is a small neighborhood block that we build based upon natural boundaries such as rail lines, waterways that may exist, and streets and natural hazards that make up communities, to divide the neighborhoods up into small little blocks, to do an individual projection to give us an understanding of where changes are occurring at the neighborhood level. Once we have that, we're able to do some neat things to compare and contrast where students are living versus where they're actually attending school. Your report's going to include an analysis that takes a look at this by attendance matrix, both at the elementary and intermediate and high school levels here. So we can get an understanding of where students live. In this example, at Cameron Elementary School, we see there are 448 students living within the district boundary, but of those, only 351 actually attend that school. I read across the rows, across the columns, I should say, I can see that Cameron Elementary School has 351 students, where those kids are actually attending school. 16 of the kids that live within the Cameron Elementary attendance area actually go to Crestline. So on and so forth, as I read across the roads there. We see that we have 43 that are actually living in the attendance area that go to Barstow Fine Arts Academy. If I read down the column, I have an understanding of what's happening enrollment-wise. So while we're used to seeing the number 439 directly at the bottom, that tells us what the enrollment is of that school. This gives us an understanding of where the students are actually coming from. So of the 409 students that are attending Cameron Elementary School at the PK through 4 level, we can see that 351 reside in the Cameron Elementary attendance area. 26 are actually coming from Crestline. 20 are coming from Henderson, so on and so forth as you read on down the road. So this gives us an understanding of how your policy and open enrollment is actually affecting where kids go to school and how it relates to your capacities as well. So we can see that there are some thanks to compare and contrast there, as we look at like Cameron Elementary School, for example, has a capacity of 990 students, but the total number of students living in the attendance area are 448. And then there are 439 students actually going to school there. So we have an understanding of what's happening in terms of the numbers of transfer in and the numbers of transfer out. And so that is key when it comes to understanding your capacities and making sure that program is located in the correct facilities. This really comes into play when we look at your middle school attendance areas. If we look at the one attendance area that you have, Barstow Junior High School, if everyone that lived in that attendance area went to school there, we would be over capacity because there's 1,727 students in grades 5 through 8 that reside in this area. But programming changes have allowed you to accommodate for that. So of the 1,727 students that live in the attendance area, 612 are actually going to Barstow Junior High School. So that means a large majority of the students are going to some of the alternative programs that are being created, such as Barstow IS, Barstow STEM Academy, and the School of Opportunity. So that's the type of analysis they were able to provide. You can kind of see that the capacity when it comes to residents versus the capacity at enrollment has been changed by policy decisions and offerings that allow people to have choice and special programming that draws students beyond the attendance area from across the district. We've done the same thing at the high school level as well to show you what that looks like. But what we really want to focus on here is not just the capacities, but what's going to happen in terms of the demographic forecast. We talked about some of the factors. The first one is the birth rates. This is something that has been trending downward and is not unique to Barstow. It's something that we're seeing happening across the state and across the country. And quite honestly, it goes beyond that. It's something that's happening in the developed world. People are just having their children much later in life, and they're having them at older ages, and they're having fewer of them. And this is going to cause us to introduce smaller incoming kindergarten classes. So the methodology here is to compare the total number of births to our base year, which is 2020, which produced our current incoming kindergarten class. Say, of the years that come after, have we seen more children being born or fewer? Because we've seen fewer, that leads us to introduce small incoming kindergarten classes to your projections moving forward. We also studied mobility. This gives us an understanding of historically what has occurred transition from one grade to the next. And we do this at the attendance level to figure out if there's different trends taking place in different neighborhoods. And overall, we've seen a trend that is pretty consistent with an increase from K to 1 and then a slow matriculation out, if you will, as students progress from one grade to the next, with the exception of your senior class because of programming that is done there that brings them back a little bit. When it comes to student yields, we saw that your student yields are a bit higher than what we see in other parts of the country that we work in. We were able to do some analysis, but pulled information from a neighboring district in Apple Valley, as the similar housing trends will be impactful there to Barstow. And we were able to pull a yield factor of 0.589 for your single family homes and 0.2957 for your multifamily attached units. So this is essentially saying that for every 100 units that are built that are single family detached homes, we expect those homes to generate 50 students, okay, across the grades K through 12. So that's higher than we typically see. for most areas, and that's going to be a key factor in applying that to the number of units that we expect to be constructed across Barstow in the coming years. So we know that we have the Barstow International Gateway that is going to impact the community. We have included almost 700 units in our 10-year forecast as the Barstow International Gateway is expected to be phased in and really begin ramping up in the latter years of the projection here. That could easily change, so it's important to stay attuned to any changes that are happening in terms of planning for residential development and where we are as an economy as that project moves forward. So to make sure that we account for the long-term build-out of the Barstow International Gateway project, or the big project, we made sure to add what we call a maturation projection or a build-out, which would include all of the land that exists in Barstow that is currently zoned for residential development. If it were to be developed based upon current yield factors, how many students would we see generated at build-out that the district would have to be responsible for housing. So your 10-year forecast kind of shows you where you are as you're getting closer to build-out, and build-out is the ultimate goal. And what you'll see is between those two numbers, we see that there is lots of potential for growth in the future. That district-wide forecast looks like this, where we can see where we are currently in 2025, where we have a total enrollment of about 6,145 students, and we expect that to slowly trend downward for what we see in our projections as a result of mobility, as well as the falling birth rates. That's not enough to offset what is currently planned for residential development, but over the long term, if you look at the maturation column, there is plenty of potential for more growth, mainly as part of the big project, as we can see that that number is expected to take us nearly almost triple where we are today. I'm sorry, almost double where we are today, bringing us up to 11,151 students at total build out. So it's anyone's guess as to how quickly we get to build out. Planning is an ongoing process that you'll want to stay in tune with. So as the big project starts to build out, you'll start to see changes and building plans being submitted to the city. But our current snapshot today is very early in that process, and there aren't a lot of residential plans currently scheduled, but that could change as the project builds out. So stay tuned for more when it comes to that. But based on what we currently know is possible, this is where we expect the district to ultimately end up with in the long term. If we chart this out, we talked about the trend lines. It leads to some declines, going from 6,145 students to about 4,800 over the next 10. That trend also takes place at your kindergarten. It starts to level out near 2031. Kindergarten through fourth at the elementary grades. Same thing that we're seeing here at middle school. And the trend is also reinforced at high school over the long run. We also broke it down by individual attendance area, and we see that the trend is expected to accelerate by 2031, but we could be in a different environment in terms of development and what's happening with the big project by that time. So you'll have to continue to keep monitoring those plans moving forward. So in summary, our numbers look like this. From where we are now to where we expect the next 10 years to be, we expect some declines, but there's lots of potential at build out. You can see the breakdown of those numbers there. The elementary student population currently sits at 2,700 students. We expect that to settle in at 4,100 at build out. At 1,700 students is where we are for your middle school students, or your intermediate grades, I should say. And we expect that to jump up to about 3,300 students for a total student population of about 11,000 students in the long run when we get to approach build out. The reasons behind the forecast are, once again, the birth rates. We have mobility trends downwards. Class sizes tend to shrink as they move from one grade to the next and they progress through the system. And student gen rates are modest, but they aren't strong enough to offset the short-term declines that we are projecting. But the big International Gateway project is expected to have a large impact on Barstow over the long term. Continue to watch that and monitor those development plans moving forward as that project continues to progress. So that's what we're able to put together for you guys to help support the work that is going into your facility master plan in terms of what we expect to happen demographically. So the main takeaway is lots of potential as a result of the Barstow International Gateway project, and we took the extra step to give you an understanding of what that looks like at build out for the long term and not just the intermediate and near term forecast. Happy to take questions. I want to make sure I do that pretty quickly for you, but I can stay to support with questions if necessary also.
Isaac, I think we'll have you stay on and we'll do questions at the end. At this time, we'll transition to DC Architects portion of the master plan, but we're very thankful for your time and expertise in putting this together. As you can see, MGT's work has highlighted.
I'm not getting you coming through to hear the questions. I guess you guys can hear me, but I'm not able to hear you, unfortunately.
We'll take it from here, Isaac. Hang on for questions. Anyway. Can you hear? No? Okay. As you can see, MGT's highlighted the need for future investment in your existing campuses. And we want to talk a little bit at a high level about what the master plan process looked like. We began with a facility condition review, which is just a comprehensive evaluation of existing structural systems, building components, and campus infrastructure. We did this in team with Doug Beaton and John Larson, as well as Jose Cruz. Their time and expertise at the district was invaluable. We also worked with each of the school principals as well as school maintenance facility teams to get a better understanding of some of the existing kits that we're working with. We also focused on the learning space efficiencies, studies of how your classrooms and shared use spaces are supporting learning. We looked at campus safety as well as security. This would be existing security systems, buzz-in systems, fencing, things that keep your campuses safe and secure. We also looked at inclusive areas for mobility. Being that Barstow's got a lot of topography to their existing sites, there are special challenges with access, precisely because the Division of the State Architect, which is the governing body of future architectural projects, requires that accessibility upgrades are made for any future construction. This means if you want to do something as simple as a shade structure, DSA is going to require some level of accessibility upgrades to your existing campuses. So this accounts for a large portion of some of the estimates you'll see later, as this work is required for any new construction. Last part being the budget framework, which is just kind of an overview of what your future projects would look like, what they would cost, and where they could be applied. We took a look at each of your existing sites and facilities, that being the 6 elementaries, the intermediate schools, Central and Barstow High, as well as the FMNO, this district office, the bus barn, and the adult school. As Isaac kind of already went over, the Barstow International Gateway Project highlights an opportunity to invest in our schools now to prepare for the future. And the growth opportunity with this project is something that Barstow wants to capitalize on now, because this will be an opportunity for you to really put money into the existing facilities and bring them up to speed. We've kind of already gone into the maturation study. It's just showing the need here. Let's go through the next one too. And that's these are just the numbers for the maturation build out, showing that, as Isaac pointed out, we're going to be doubling our campus enrollment over the future. That will take some time to take root, but I think we've discussed that they're pulling permits over the next 2-5 years. So as soon as the Barstow International Gateway Project breaks ground, you're going to start to see the domino effect of that maturation. These are kind of the 4 most common shared challenges across the sites. The first one being what we've already spoken about, the ADA compliance. A lot of the path of travels, which is the path from accessible parking to infrastructure elements like the office, the restrooms, the cafeterias, any stages. These are graded, for lack of a better word, by the Division of the State Architects. So we looked at all the existing paths of travel. We took note of which ones are currently non-compliant and which ones will need to be upgraded. Upgrades look like ramp and handrail improvements, accessible door hardware, and upgrades to gates, and restroom accessibility improvements. In that same vein, site circulation and drop-off is also considered as part of these upgrades. There are ways to exempt yourself from having to make certain drop-off upgrades. This would be things like the hardship application with DSA. A hardship application basically prevents you from having to spend over 20% of a construction budget on upgrades to ADA. That being said, it only gets you to that 20%. After that, it will trigger upgrades. So each of the upgrades is still taken into account in campus estimates. With the aging facilities, we have some HVAC and roofing issues, but as Doug has already mentioned, a lot of those projects are currently underway. So we've highlighted some of the campuses that are either in progress or still in need of these HVAC and roofing upgrades. And the last thing that we're kind of focused on is security and campus safety. We're looking at fencing and gate improvements, buzz-in systems for access, camera installations, and clear campus boundaries. Some of the schools have already been in the process of installing buzz-in systems, so we've just looked at that cost on the sites that don't currently have that. This is a very high level. These are just the elementary school estimated total costs. You can see that some of the more modernized campuses, being Henderson and Cameron, have lower estimates for their modernization totals, and the rest of them, being Crestline, Linwood, Montara, and Skyline, are all sitting around the $8 to $10 million for modernization costs. And when you want to better understand what these totals are including, that's what this document is for. Each of the 16 sites that we looked at has its own section and facility condition review table. The facility condition review table is where we've looked at the issues that are being addressed. The table on the right is how they're being addressed. And on the last page for each site is the estimate for planned projects. So the projects tab here on the left is what is driving these total construction costs. At the high school level, we do have some newer facilities like the Barstow Fine Arts Academy. Obviously going to be much more affordable to bring up to speed because it's such a newer building. The rest of these campuses are also sitting at around the $8 to $10 million mark, except for the adult school. The adult school is a much smaller school. Much less is needed there, basically only security upgrades. But the big ticket item for this project is definitely Barstow High School, as Barstow High School is one of the older and larger campuses for Barstow Unified. One of the big ticket items being taken into account for their estimate is upgrades to their existing stadium, which we will get into further down into the presentation. But being that it has supported the 2025 state CIF championship football team, it is a point of pride for the community. And being from Austin, Texas myself, I understand that football is always a large part of the community and something you want to invest heavily in to make sure that you're supporting your team. At the elementary level, this condition was kind of unique to the elementary levels, but almost all of the elementary school level principals had mentioned needing to allocate their admin space to private services like CPS or the counselors. There's a severe need for private personal spaces for these sort of CPS interviews and just sensitive discussions with students. A lot of the principals will kind of take their office on the road, and it's a good thing to spend a lot of time out on the campus, but we do want to make sure that they have access to their admin space. So for a lot of the elementary schools, extra modular for those sensitive interviews has been recommended as a new construction project at the elementary level.
So a big priority with this master plan is accessibility. We want to make sure that all students, regardless of ability, have the same access on campus to classes and across the campus. But given the age and topography of most sites, many of the existing paths of travel require modification to comply with current accessibility codes. The division of the state architect requires that path of travel upgrades are provided with any new construction on existing sites. So whether there's like a new building or expansion anywhere, anything like that will also trigger that accessibility on site is also addressed. Yeah. And also, as you can see with Montera Elementary School as an example, like that lunch area is more sloped than like an accessible ramp would be. So that's something that we want to make sure that barrier is removed so all students can use this space together, regardless of their ability to walk or anything. Throughout all the sites, we have similar issues with slope or accessibility to buildings or within buildings, and removing that barrier will ensure that all students can enjoy and learn the same way. Another thing that our master plan focuses on is the need to upgrade or update outdated classrooms. That would include replacing like ceiling grids, upgrading the finishes, the lighting, and casework. That also includes accessible casework to make sure that all students are able to access everything within the classrooms, like the sink, for example, at many schools, but at STEM Academy in that picture. The division of the state architect requires accessibility upgrades as part of any campus modernization. Another issue is that some elementary sites are missing interior restrooms for their TK to kindergarten spaces, which is required by the California Building Code.
While it is required and might be a nuisance at times, upgrades to systems like the casework also offer an opportunity to bring new materials and replace some of the older laminate that is peeling on some of the sites. We're not just focusing on creating barrier-free access to students, but updating materials and providing new casework and interior conditions to support learning.
So one thing that's specific to Barstow is the desert heat is definitely something that is a problem or an issue that has to be addressed. Here we have at Skyline North Elementary School as an example, they have their windows boarded up to make sure that like sun isn't getting in, is not making the buildings too hot. So one method that we have is adding low E window films to all the windows to protect against heat and glare while still allowing natural light to enter classrooms. Many campuses also require HVAC upgrades to make sure that students and staff stay cool. Another issue with the heat is not just interior spaces, but also outdoor spaces and play structures. These areas, we want to make sure they're comfortable for all students. But right now, the majority of school sites are missing the proper shade that's required, and it can leave these like play structures out in the sun. It might be too hot, or like not just for comfort, but for safety for students, that these outdoor spaces to be usable and comfortable require that we add more shade and shade structures.
This was one of the most requested upgrades by elementary level principals. Was additional shade structures. Never glorious, but always necessary are plumbing infrastructure upgrades. The following sites are in need of water and sewer improvements, and there are 3 sites in need of water, sewer, and gas improvements. We did mention the unique challenge of some of the topography on site, but when you break up the concrete to create these water and sewer improvements, it's a good opportunity to lay more compliant and shallower ramps. So it's a 2 birds, 1 stone situation. When you do get to break ground, it's an opportunity to increase the accessibility there. A lot more exciting than infrastructure is certainly the state championship football team and their stadium. It is an older stadium that is showing its age, and some of the cracking has represented some long-term seismic concerns. We looked at this with our structural engineer consulting team, as well as some other concrete specialty consultants. And we looked at 3 scenarios. The first one, and the one we've included in the current master plan iteration, is revitalizing and renovating the existing structure. This would basically be waterproofing, localized reconstruction, patching, and concrete bleacher repair. This represents the lowest cost life extension option of your existing stadium. The cost for this work is estimated to look at around $3.8 to $5.8 million. The following two slides represent a more intrusive upgrade to the project, and it requires some replacement of existing systems. But scenario 2 is a new but cost-considerate stadium bleacher system utilizing pre-engineered and pre-DSA approved bleachers. This would be for the home and visitor side, and we would make improvements to the existing facilities, that being the restrooms, the support facilities, the fencing, the paving, the walks, the accessible routes. And the cost for this work looks at about $8.5 to $11.5 million. One thing to note is that the low end of scenario 2 is not too far from the high end of scenario 1. So it really falls down to what the board wants to do and what the future of this facility looks like. Scenario 3 is sort of the premium architectural option. This looks at the selective demolition and replacement of some existing facilities and the addition of team facilities, locker rooms, site development, utility upgrades, architectural bleachers, as well as visitor bleachers. And just before this meeting, we nixed the idea of synthetic field. So that number would actually come down a little bit, as it's intended to properly be a grass field on the site. But this would be a much more costly option at $16 to $19 million. And this is not what's currently included in the master plan. At this time, we just kind of invite everybody, if they have any questions, comments, or concerns, we'd like to address those now. But this is your opportunity to steer the direction in which the final draft is provided. Right now, this is just a draft, and we have the opportunity to make adjustments as needed per site or per master plan based on your reception and what you want to share with the community. And so if you have any questions over the next few weeks, you can email the administrator email on the cover sheet of this document, or you can work with Douglas or Jose, who will help us organize some of these questions. And we will use the next couple weeks to just kind of revise as needed to get you guys a finalized master plan. Everything in this document is not required. It's sort of a menu of upgrade opportunities. It's up to the district and how you guys want to spend your bond money and improve these sites. Just note that the one non-negotiable on most sites is those ADA upgrades. So those are asterisked and noted as such in the estimated tables.
That was gonna be my question, the ADA, and whatever we upgrade, we have to kind of add that in there one way or the other.
That's why it's got the asterisk on the estimate table. It is required. There are ways around it with the hardship application, but the problem is it's kind of a not truly a one and done thing, but it's easiest to only apply for the hardship once. Once you've put in a hardship on a certain site, it gets exponentially harder to put in future hardship applications. So if you do it on a small project and you get away with not having to do ADA upgrades on that small, let's say, shade structure or bathroom modernization, it will most likely be required of the next project.
When can you start on the football field? I'm just
Question. You know, that's a great question. As soon as Douglas gives us the green light, you know.
I was being facetious. I'm sorry.
And so each of these, I'm guessing, has to be taken individually, meaning like project sites. And so like you're saying, as far as the hardship application, your 20% overall project scope for the ADA, you have to break each one down as far as in the individual projects. You're not able to put projects together.
For the hardship applications, yes. Hardship applications are site specific. The way you would get the most out of your hardship application would be to do it on a larger project, because at that opportunity you can take note of all the path of travel upgrades. You can make note of it, and then DSA will also make note of it. They'll always find something extra. And at that point, a cost estimator like Ledesma Meyer, who we've been working with on this project, can look at the cost of those ADA upgrades and say, this is the cost of that. And we're going to only allocate 20% of that projected cost to these upgrades. At that point, DSA takes a whole long time to review the hardship application. In our experience, it's been about 2-3 months of back and forth with them before they finally approve that. And then they say, okay, as long as this 20% of the upgrades are done, then we will accept this project. But then for future projects, that they'll bring that other 80% back.
And I'm guessing like for instance, like say a project is 10 million and then you're looking at that, 2 million as your 20% threshold. And then now they want something that would end up costing, let's say 3 million, right? So then they're going to say, oh, well, I could apply for my hardship and we're not going to do that. But then they're going to find other smaller ADA things that they'd like to include to then get you up to that 2 million.
That is the trouble. That's kind of the art.
Yeah.
The hardship
Okay.
applications.
Okay.
But if you get a good reviewer and you can keep them from, micromanaging the site, then you can get lucky.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then you talk about, you said topographical. Looks like Barstow High School is just built on a.
Oh yeah,
slope.
I'd say 9 out of 10 sites at Barstow have 100 feet from end to end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it does beautiful panoramic views. True. Even here out the front door is beautiful.
True.
I did have a question. I don't know if this is for you guys or going back to the original with the demographic question. I was just wondering as far as, because there was a lot of talk about big maturation, housing units, development, love all the growth, right? But we're also we have conflicting stories, or I shouldn't say stories, conflicting sources of information, right? We have a downward trend of enrollment that's also simultaneously happening as potential growth. Right. So you kind of have like a double-edged sword, if you will, like you're shrinking, but you're growing. So build out, but you might be going right. Yeah. Like you have that. My question is with that is what is, so we're saying maturation is not a timeline. It's a build out potential.
Mm-hmm.
What is that build out potential, or where are we getting that? And what are we calling, is that X amount of housing units? Is that housing units specifically within the city? Within the county? Is that all within the BUSD of our total scope? What is maturation?
It's your sphere of influence, which is Barstow, the city, and its entire city limits. And what maturation looks at is the build out of all the current land that's currently zoned for residential. So you could get more residential land, but at this point, you've got a finite amount of land that's zoned for residential. And maturation looks at what that would look like when it's fully built out. So
those are two different things, because we're not city and we're not county. We have overlapping, right? Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm asking, is that all of BUSD's sphere of influence, all of which would incorporate the county area and the city area, or is that like, you know what I mean? Which one is that including?
It does take into account where your students are coming from. So it's got the entire sphere of influence, I think all the way to Hesperia, but not past.
Okay.
If Isaac's still on the line, he would know better than me.
And I would also there's a lot of moving parts with it also, because the city's rezoning a lot of land. Exactly. Where we have students, where I live and my kids live, that is going to then be rezoned if this happens to commercial. However, we're still going to have residents living there, such as myself, right? So I just need to get a little bit greater clarification on where we're pulling that number of maturation, because that could mean a lot of different things depending on what that number is, where we're pulling.
Absolutely.
Kind of
We can certainly get a lot more information on Isaac as to his total area of data.
Yeah, because I'm listening to that. City's going through a total rezoning and general plan change. So yeah, it's going to affect everything. So.
And that's been, Isaac's had a disclaimer working with us internally is it needs to be redone. This demographics report needs to be done every 5 years just to look at what permits are being pulled, because that's the first domino in this kind of master plan project. Once the BNSF Railway starts pulling permits, that's when maturation begins. Obviously, you're not going to be fully built out at that point in time, but that's when the area zoned for residential are going to start be developing. And once those permits start getting pulled at the permit office, we'll have a better understanding of what those totals look like and at what rates they're coming in. Because kind of the biggest unknown is it all going to happen at once over 3-5 years? Or is it going to take a little bit longer for that process to happen? And as we've kind of discussed too, the construction process is going to be very involved. Some percentage of the people involved in the construction of the Barstow International Gateway project are also going to be living in Barstow and attending schools here. So that might be the first sign of that growth. But we'll work with Isaac over the next few days to kind of get a better understanding of where he's pulling these numbers from and how he's finalizing the maturation study.
Okay.
If you can get that information to Mr. Beaton, Mr. Beaton can get that to me.
Absolutely. We'll do that first thing.
Anything else?
Oh, if you just want to let them know too, the junior high is actually 7th and 8th.
Oh,
and the intermediate school is 5th and 6th.
Yeah.
yes.
It had it listed as 5 through 8, so there was a little bit of shuffling, but that's not the only choice part. Is just STEM is the separate one,
Okay.
but the junior high is just 7 and 8, and the intermediate is 5 and 6. So it kind of moves the numbers a little. It's the same total pot,
Sure.
but just different columns or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Barstow
can.
Fine Arts Academy is an elementary school, not a secondary school.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry.
All right. Anything else?
You guys. Oh, thank
We
you.
appreciate the opportunity to work with your team and meet you guys, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Next we'll have Title IX presentation.
Yay, Dr. Michelson.
Good evening, board and everybody. My name is Rebecca Michelson. I'm the Title IX UCP Compliance Officer for Barstow Unified School District, which is wordy, but really, really important. I'm going to be going over some basic Title IX UCP information, which most of you have been exposed to before. Definitely people in this room have been exposed to before, but it is in fact for people who have not been exposed to that information yet. So I'll be shaking it up a little bit towards the end, but feel free to interrupt if you have questions or concerns at any point. And I promise there's happiness at the end, like just happiness. Okay. So Title IX, talk just a little bit about this. As I said, I'm the Title IX UCP Compliance Officer, which means that I'm learning that I have many zones of kind of responsibility in the district. One of those is to make sure that our policies are in compliance, that things are updated as the law changes, that we're kept aware of things that are pertinent to our student safety, and we make sure that we are updating the legal language of our policies and regulations. Also working on updating the website, making things like a complaint pathway much more clear than it is now. I know our IT department is diligently working on getting a new website created, and I'm hoping to be part of that in the way we build out our complaint pathway. And it also means that I am accepting complaints, disseminating complaints, and also making sure that we follow federal regulation and California uniform complaint procedure through complaints that fall into those particular categories, which we're going to discuss right now. So Title IX, again, I think many trainings I've been to, they emphasize the fact that this is like the most 21 words, the most important 21 words in the history of all words. But no person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity receiving federal financial assistance. In the past and historically, it's been people have interpreted Title IX to apply to equality between sports, between women's sports, men's sports, girls' sports, boys' sports, making sure they have equal opportunity, making sure they have equal facilities, making sure they have equal, I think I already said opportunity, but that both female and male sports teams are given equal access to both the funds, the opportunities, everything else. But the cool thing about Title IX is that it applies to much more than just that. It applies to all kinds of discrimination, specifically discrimination dealing with sex-based discrimination, which of course can be not hiring people because of their sex, or discriminating against a student because of their sex, not giving them the same opportunities to participate in programs or activities, especially if they're federally funded. So important stuff. Behavior that is incorporated under Title IX is, as we've already discussed, program equity. And if you go through these, I won't read every single one, but athletics, we've talked a little bit about. Pregnancy, we want to make sure that pregnant students get just as much opportunity to take advantage of activities or programs as students who are not pregnant. Also, employees who are pregnant, all of that falls under Title IX as well. Then we also get to employment, Title IX, salaries, making sure that that's equitable between people as well. And then, of course, the sexual harassment component deals with creating a hostile environment, making it impossible for the person to accept the benefits of the program or activity. Sexual assault, stalking, dating violence, domestic violence, and quid pro quo, which is always easy to say, but quid pro quo is in fact trading one for the other, right? If you do this for me, I'll do this for you, and obviously represents a power dynamic that is not equitable in any way. So complaint pathways, we have discussed this before, but again, UCP Title IX complaints go through me, and I utilize the assistance of our third-party contracted company, T&G Consulting. And as I'm growing and learning, I'm getting better at doing many things on my own. However, we are still utilizing T&G because they have about 50 people available to do stuff, whereas I am just myself. And Vinny is awesome, but he and I can't do it all by ourselves either. So thank you for the opportunity to continue to use them. I know that that's a factor. SPED or student safety, those complaints are funneled to pupil services for SPED, or it's still under pupil services, but child attendance and welfare with Director Carolyn Norman. And then complaints against employees, which is probably by far our biggest category. Those get shoved over to Assistant Superintendent Personnel, Jorge Gutierrez, who is in charge, and I always try to support as I can, but he definitely has the majority of complaints, because those include complaints against employees at all aspects. So that could be teachers, that could be custodians, that could be management, all that stuff. So really quickly, Uniform Complaint Procedure, UCP, is basically California's equivalent of federal Title VI, which is about not discriminating against people who are part of protected classes. So race, ethnicity, gender identity, all kinds of things. And one thing that is notable is that California has a very, very broad scope for UCP as compared to other states, and as compared to the federal regulations of Title VI. We protect our students for all different kinds of things that are not standard protection anymore. So this is the definition, the actual definition and writing of the UCP. It's long, but we in California, we protect people for gender identity, gender expression, immigration status, race, ethnicity, religion, sexual orientation. We, as I said, have a much broader scope of protection than many states in the federal government right now. The next slide talks about why it's important. And again, I've been hinting at it, but as you can see from this slide, we all know here in Barstow, students that fall into almost every one of these categories, employees that fall into almost every one of these categories. And one of the things that we want to continue to do is support and protect our people, our students. So protected classes, the next slide specifically deals with what those classes are by definition in the language. And you are welcome to spend many, many hours enjoying my slide and reading that information later. I wanted to give you some very specific information for the academic year of 25-26 to date, just to give you sort of an idea of what I am handling in my capacity. So we get many complaints. Many times those complaints are sent back to the sites because for whatever reason, they haven't touched base with the site administration yet. So we want them to at least talk to the principal, try to work it out first before it comes up here. But some of those complaints fall into categories of Title IX or UCP. I went through all of the complaints that we have that have fallen into this category this school year, and we have 15 Title IX UCP complaints. Of those, 14 have been with a decision already made or are being investigated. And when I say investigated, I mean through TNT with their very thorough process. And excuse me, and of the cases that have been finalized so far this year, we've found 2 Title IX and or UCP violations. Of those 2, the sanctions have already been applied. The neutral decision maker made the decision, the sanctions have been applied. It's all been documented in our student information system. And that is what my job looks like right now. That is the process. That's how we stay compliant. And that's how we protect our students and our staff. So scenarios, I know this meeting is going long, so I won't take up too much more time, but I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of what these scenarios might look like. So for example, Title IX, we've already talked about it being sexual harassment. Let's say we have 2 kindergartners and one of them touches the other one's rear end, right? That is an intimate part that could potentially be something that we would want to look at. However, there is a component to the law that says there has to be a particular intent that you probably will not find in kindergarten age children. So that would be something that I would definitely look at closely. I would evaluate the details, get the facts, and then probably dismiss it as not Title IX. However, we do have cases that fall more within the realm and definition of Title IX. And remember that Title IX has to be, the behavior involved has to be severe and pervasive and objectionably offensive, which is a very, very, very high threshold, right? All 3 of those things have to exist. And it has to be the legal definition of severe and the legal definition of pervasive. So it's a high mark. So what we can do then is we can take that same sexual harassment potential complaint and move it to UCP and see if California's law will be a better match to help support the students. So we can evaluate under that. As I said, we have a lot of complaints against employees. We get a lot of complaints dealing with parents concerned about bullying in the schools or student safety. And we also get a few complaints regarding students' IEPs or 504 plans not being met. But all of these things are things that we're taking a look at them with more comprehensive eyes, if that makes sense. We're following the law, we're checking the boxes, we're doing what we need to do to protect our students and to protect the district. And just wanted to give you guys kind of an update. Next slide, please. This is the fun part. Again, this is my dog, Jerry. I announced to the board a few months ago that I had become a mother, and I just want to share this because I think something positive and light at the end is good. So this is Jerry, who hates his ear warmers and won't wear them. And this is Jerry with his shoes on, but he still stops in the shade because it's too hot for him. So we're going to be working on that. He needs a better HVAC system too. Are there any questions that are related to anything important that I talked about?
Any questions?
Dog has a nice smile.
Thank you. He really does. He likes to smile for the camera. And you're right. That's the best comment of the night. Thank you guys very much for your time.
Are we done?
Am I done?
Good. Is there a possible way each board member can get a copy of that?
Absolutely. I'll make it happen.
Appreciate it. Thank
I'll
you.
have her send it to me and we'll put it on Friday report.
I will make that happen as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. At this time, I would like to have a 5-minute recess and we shall reconvene at 6:39. All right, business from the floor. The board meeting is a business meeting of the board held in public, in a public forum to comply with the Brown Act. It is not a town hall meeting with the board. This is a time for citizens to present problems or questions they feel the board should discuss. Individuals are encouraged to address the full board, not the individual board member. The law prohibits the board from taking action on items not on the agenda. Requests to speak cards should be filled out in advance and presented to the superintendent's executive assistant. Instruction for submitting remote public comment can be found on our website, busdk12.com, under the tab Board of Trustees. The board has a policy of limiting any speaker to not more than 3 minutes. The board limits the total time for public input on each item or topic to 15 minutes or 5 individuals request to speak. The president may review the submitted requests to speak or take a poll of speakers for or against a particular issue and may ask that additional persons speak only if they have something new to add. Citizens who have comment on or against a particular issue may be asked to provide a written statement for the record or to sign an agreement with the written comment of another citizen. All names are memorialized in minutes. With the board consent, the president may increase or decrease the time allowed for public presentation depending on the topic and the number of persons wishing to be heard. For the records, please state your name.
And we have one tonight, Mr. James Campbell for Divine Interventions, Mentorship, Life, and Coach.
Thank you.
Okay, good evening, everyone. We are Divine Interventions, and we would just like to thank you all, Barstow Unified School District, for having us here tonight, for one, and for allowing us to be a part of your administration, working in the schools with your teams, providing mentorship, love, light, and education for success in the future.
By the way, that's Miss Lakeisha Campbell, my wife, 30-year law enforcement veteran. Super proud of my wife, and I'm proud that I'm able to work with her. But most importantly, I'm here tonight because we have more than 4 contracts that we have done with you guys. And we just want to say thank you, because I don't really think that you guys really had an opportunity. We met a couple of you guys. I remember some of you guys with what I call the Barstow 57, as we're in the community deep. I love to tell the story because these 57 particular students outperformed everybody in the district. I really have to give a shout out to you guys, the board. I just want to say thank you, Ms. Superintendent, all of you guys, Leonardo, the ones that I've met, but for sure, Mr. Navarro, Raphael, Holly, the champion that even gave me the opportunity without even knowing us. I've been doing this for 3 decades. And so we're just super proud of some of the things that we've been doing. Number one, the mission was basically reach the hard to reach students, help to shift the mindsets and the behavior. We've been doing that. Building relationships through engagement. Most importantly, we're in classrooms, we're in small groups, we're doing one-on-one with the chronically absent, with the ones that are coming in at 3rd and 4th, now shifting from 4th, coming in at 1st period. So we're actually seeing the increase, we're seeing measurable results. We actually are increasing that respect. I remember one day we were coming in one morning and Mr. Navarro said, "Oh my God, last night you missed this particular student," and it was an honor roll thing. He said, "Oh my God, this dude made the honor roll." His mom, he was proud, and he gave Mr. Navarro a hug. Okay. He's shaking hands now. That's one of the things that we do. When we taught and did our championship in the library with Miss Katrina, we actually taught James Clear Atomic Habits. We saw more kids get jobs coming back the next year. When we came back, Mr. Campbell, I got that job. And so that's the type of impact that we're making, whether they're in a single home, whether they're foster youth, whether they're low income, underserved, underpromised, whatever the state is, we're reaching and meeting all of those. And as I land this plane, I just want to say We're seeing campus-wide culture shift, and that must be my time. But thank you. I'm not tired. My time has expired, and hopefully I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you. All right, now we go into staff reports. SBCC Williams report, third quarter UCP report.
Yes, Mr. Godfrey.
Yes, under the Williams settlement legislation, we're required every 3 months to bring the quarterly UCP report. You did see a slide there that indicated this falls under the UCP umbrella. My office manages that. Happy to report that there were zero received complaints in the areas of instructional materials, facilities, and teacher vacancies and missed assignments for the time period of January through March of 2026.
Question? No? Thank you. Thank you. Deferred maintenance plan and summer projects.
Yes, Mr. Beaton, I think you're going to be passing this off, but I'll let you.
I'm going to pass this off to Mr. John Larson.
How we doing, everybody? Good evening. We had a little PowerPoint, put some pictures in there for some of the projects we've been currently getting done in the Facilities Maintenance and Operations Department. So next slide, please. Okay, so this right here, some pictures of the artificial turf installation at Barstow Junior High School. So there's a picture of the completed artificial turf area on the left-hand side. You can see they put down base, then they put down foam padding, sand it's sand, that silica sand that actually holds the grass down, so there's no sharp edges in the artificial turf area. So that'll be maintenance will be taking care of that in a lot further. So completed projects during spring break. Obviously, we did some crack filling at 2 sites. So the site you're looking at right there is Lenwood, their playground area. And then we also did the entire campus at Barstow High School. So the inner area. So where staff parking's at, up by the excuse me, the road that goes all the way up the hill, you know, that whole area. Yeah. So crack filled, slurry coated. So it looks nice and neat. Yeah. So BHS fields, we aerated and seeded those fields. So we're getting ready for the summertime. We want our fields to look really nice. Our grounds department took care of that. Then BHS room 804 installation of a new heat pump. Used to have a swamp cooler. That went through CTE. I worked with Holly on that. Yeah. So Crestline carpet replacements for 7 rooms. We're gonna keep up on the carpet replacements. There's a lot of need as long as we have the funding, you know. Linwood playground area. I told you about that, crack and slurry coat. So on to the next slide, please. These are current projects that we're working on right now with Ledesma Myers, and I'm also a big part of that as well. That is the front of Henderson right there, picture that I took. So there's a lot of old stuff on the ground that we were kind of unaware of, you know. So we called our maintenance guys over there and we got that out of there. There was a boiler system there at one point in time. So so basically for Henderson, we're doing new mechanical units during the summertime. But right now, with no impact to students or staff, we're getting some of this work done because we have such a short window of opportunity. We only have 2 months. And every single one of these projects is getting new electrical feeders. They're getting upgraded fire alarm systems. And we just want to get a jump on it now. So I just work with the principals and see, you know, what's going to be the least impact, you know. So next slide, please. Scheduled work for the summertime. So basically STEM, we have a new triple wide portable. I went down and inspected it the other day. It looks great. I'm excited for that. We were able to figure out a new path of travel through ADA, which is always a problem. DSA wants to make the earth flat, apparently. But everything we have is built on the side of a hill. So it's all right. We're getting new roofing at Montera 2. So STEM Academy, we just talked about that one. kitchen remodel at Barstow High School. Long overdue. It's gonna be really nice for them. And then patch asphalt and slurry, and the playground area out at Skyline Elementary. There will be other projects that come up, but this is as far as I've gotten to this point right now. So. Maintenance and ground summer projects, obviously just doing our regular maintenance, trimming the trees, making sure they're off roofs and things of that nature. Fixing up Crestline's TK playground. It's half grass, half dirt. And they would just like a nicer area for their TK kids. Aerate and seed all existing lawns district-wide. Completing some of our current work orders that we can't get done during the work year because we have to shut down water, shut down electricity, things of that nature. We do some of that work after hours, but some of our bigger projects than just a few hours. So we're also going to be working district-wide on replacing some of the T111 siding on the portables. It's starting to curl up. They always say there's nothing more permanent than a temporary portable. So like after the years that they've been sitting there, that T111, no matter how much paint you keep on it, it just starts to curl up. So we've come up with a plan to use hardy backer board, which is concrete, put plywood behind it, then sheet it with a Tyvek insulation cover, and that should give us a lot longer lifetime. Yeah. So we have some major plumbing repairs that we're going to be working on during the summertime. And we're going to finish upgrading some classrooms. We have 7 more classrooms to do at Crestline Elementary. We've been doing a little bit of overtime and replacing some of the old fluorescent bulbs to LEDs. So
The Tyvek, is that like that kind of like more plastic type material? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's what they're currently using on new commercial buildings and homes and things of that nature. Yeah. So, next slide. That's it. Okay. Does anybody have any questions or concerns?
I was just curious with the turf, what maintenance, I mean, you have to go too far in it, but what is actually needed for like the upkeep side?
Obviously, that's a 90-foot circle, 6,800 square feet of artificial turf. We do get a lot of wind up here. So we'll have to buy quite a few bags of that sand to help keep that grass down.
Okay. That's what I was just wondering.
Especially if there's a major wind event, which we all have. Yeah. So, and just doing the perimeter, making sure we're keeping the weeds out in the perimeter. That grass has, I believe, if I remember correctly, I think it's a 15-year warranty. It used to just be a dirt area. I'm sure you guys have all seen it before.
Yeah.
It looks amazing now. Kids are having fun. They're out playing soccer. They're out playing football. The principal was super excited as well. So, yeah.
She wanted to express her gratitude.
Yeah. She sent me a video. I've been over there a few times too. So, yeah, it really did turn out nice. So, any other questions or concerns?
Yeah, I've seen the abbreviation HVAC. It's got heating and cooling.
Heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. So that's what we're going to be putting all that in during the summertime.
Yeah, our restrooms need it bad, the ventilation.
Yeah.
Mostly at the high school main hall there and stuff.
And so this will be what, if I remember correctly, this will be the 6th school in the last 2 years that we've done I call it mechanical upgrades on. So that's new electrical feeders, new heating and air conditioning units, new fire alarms. So updating our infrastructure.
Yeah, and then artificial turf, and mostly the maintenance is blowing off sand and leaves.
Correct.
It's not going to be as mowing and all that kind of
no
trees.
There's no mowing to it.
Yeah.
It's
saved a lot of money there.
Thick, it's plush, it's soft. So yeah.
I'd like to visit that as soon as I can, or whenever you get a chance, if you want.
Yeah.
If I could, please. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
One of the things I worry about, especially with artificial turf, the heat.
Mm-hmm.
It gets hot.
Yeah.
And it's hot here.
Mm-hmm.
How are we going to mitigate that?
I haven't come up with a plan for that yet. The silica sand, I hope would keep the heat down a little bit. I don't know. We don't have any water in that area, so I'll have to come up with a plan or something for the summertime. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Anything else? No.
Good. No.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
All right, next we have the monthly cash report.
Yes, Mr. Beaton.
Our cash position remains strong and continues to reflect sound financial management. As of April 13th, 2026, the district's cash balance in the county treasury report is $55,772,141.13.
All right, enrollment report.
Also, Mr. Beaton.
Enrollment report, district enrollment for month 8. Month 8 ended March 13th, just a month back, just for understanding. So that it stands at 6,010 students. We're reflecting an increase of 23 students compared to 5,987 students at this time last year. That increase is driven by elementary enrollment, which has grown by 47 students and has declined by 24 at the high school.
Any questions? All right, vandalism report.
Also, Mr. Beaton.
So the district third quarter report includes all activity from January 1st, 26th to March 31st, 26th. During this time, the district had a total of 12 work orders totaling $1,167.38. That's a decrease of 100% from the first quarter of 25-26 and a 35% decrease in the cost of vandalism from last year's third quarter. The 12 incidences were comprised of a broken light switch. We had 3 instances of graffiti, 2 holes in a wall, and we had 6 fences that were cut. Vandalism incidents and costs are down this quarter, highlighting the success of the district's efforts. Fewer disruptions means staff can focus on students, and the district continues moving toward a safe, well-maintained learning environment.
Question?
Not a question, just a comment. I'm glad to see it's down. I just always hate looking at these numbers because I just always think about all the other things I wish we could be using the money for, but glad it's down.
Yeah, same here. I when I looked at those numbers, I was like, wow, that's impressive. We've done a really good job. Well, the kids are doing an excellent job respecting the property. So
I think it's a combined effort.
So I'm impressed. Thank you. All right, next we'll go the superintendent's report.
Yes, thank you. I think it's good evening now, board members, staff, and guests. Welcome back to our students and staff. I hope everyone was able to find time to rest and relax over spring break. These breaks are perfect for reflecting on the school year so far and to energize yourself for the final 7 weeks of school. We are in the middle to the end of state testing, and I am excited to see how well our students achieved and the progress they made. As a public TK through 12th grade education institution, it is our responsibility to engage, educate, and encourage all children. We welcome every child to our schools and our classrooms, and we have the best teachers supporting and guiding each one of them. Over spring break, I had the opportunity to attend the National School Boards Association 2026 annual conference in San Antonio with Board President Leonard Williams, Board Vice President Aaron Heldreth, and Board Clerk Anthony Eastlis. The days were long, but filled with relevant information related to TK through 12th grade instruction, trustee accountability, and team building. I especially enjoyed our walk to visit the Alamo, a place of historic significance for the state of Texas and ultimately the United States. Thank you, Mr. Williams, Mr. Heldreth, and Mr. Eastlis for joining me. Over the next few weeks, the district will be working with Cintas Corporation to replace all currently installed automatic external defibrillators, AEDs, at our school sites and departments. An AED is a portable life-saving device used to treat sudden cardiac arrest by analyzing the heart's rhythm and delivering an electrical shock to restore normal function. It features voice prompts for easy, safe operation by non-medical personnel. Immediate use can double or triple survival rates. Thank you to the BUSD Board of Trustees for approving our master service agreement with Cintas Corporation at the March 24, 2026 board meeting. Many stakeholders have asked how to use an AED. BUSD PIO, Mr. Chavez, will be posting to our communication outlets and to our website a Wednesday Wondering that will explain the very easy way to use an AED. The AEDs that will be installed in BUSD have immediate prompts that will walk the user through the steps to use the AED in any situation. Today's AEDs are extremely safe and designed to do all the work. I would like to thank every staff member, board member, labor partner, parent, guardian, student, and community member who attended our Parent Guardian Student Community Alliance meeting, PGSCA, on April 15. We had a large number in attendance, and it was wonderful to see so many people interested in participating with the district to make positive improvements for all students who attend our schools. I hope to see all those who were there and even more on Wednesday, June 10 at 4:30 p.m. here at the district office for our next meeting. Please bring your questions, suggestions, ideas, and concerns so we can all look for those light bulb moments that create better outcomes for all. That's my report. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Mr. Eustis.
Yes. First, I'd like to say thanks for Skyline for coming over and singing. I always wish I could sing. I'd sing right now for you guys, but I, want to kind of save your eardrums for something else. I attended the third grade science fair. What was the proper name for that?
Science Palooza.
I would never be able to say that. It was nice. Went there. I seen Scott walking around, and first thing he came up to me and says, "A lot of energy," and there was a lot of energy there. I seen Ms. Swanson and Mr. Heldreth were there with their smiles, walking around, working the crowd. It was awesome to see. I'll give a shout out to my little baby daughter. I sat with her over there, gave her support with her little drones from Star Wars and stuff. I really like supporting my little baby, and I'm not ashamed to say that's my little baby. I love her with everything I have in my heart, and I know parents have that. And that's the reason I'm here. I want to take care of the kids that go to school. There's also a little young man in kindergarten at Cameron School. I seen him coming out of school, and he had a little green card. It was how good he did in his academics and stuff, and it was showing his mama, and he was all happy. The mom was all happy, and I like seeing little positive things like that with kids and stuff, and the parents and the interaction and stuff. It was great to see. Also, people getting awards today. Mike Armstrong, I worked with him at the high school, one of my old buddies, and Mrs. Price, the teacher there, very positive, always smiling. And of course, when she gets mad, she kind of gets pretty mad too, And then finally, when I usually, before the meetings, I usually go in the break room there, have a sandwich, a little burrito or something like that. And I noticed a few times before I went in there, I'd seen our superintendent in there touching up the room, throwing stuff in the trash and stuff, that's awesome. You know what I mean? Pitch in to help your fellow worker, if it's the custodian, the teacher, somebody, you know what I mean? We're all here together, and thank you for that. I've seen you do that several times, and I was impressed. Thank you very much. And I don't have much else to say except let's just take care of each other. I wage war on poverty, not on the poor. We have a lot of poor people in Barstow, living in the streets. These families living in the cars, and kids, couch jumping, from one place to another. It's tough to see, and Barstow is a tough little town to work in. The kids are pretty tough. God bless all the teachers, all the classified staff. Thanks for keeping the district afloat. We need you. The kids need you. The parents need you. And I just want to say thank you, because it is a tough little town, and it's even tougher to work here at the Barstow Unified School District. Thank you for letting me in.
Ms. Hildreth.
I also saw Mr. Eastless at the Science Palooza, which was super interesting to see all the ideas the kids are coming up with. It's really just nice to see kind of where the future's headed, and that's good. Congratulations to all the employees, all the award winners, and to all the employees, thank you for everything that you do. And also with the kids coming in tonight, I think it's good. I've said it each time, like the kids should be our North Star. That's our focus. That's why we're all here. That's why we do what we do. And it's nice to see. I've kind of seen it. Like, we're getting bigger kind of each time, a little bit more, a little bit more. I mean, we literally went from not having an empty room across the hall where there was less than half the size of this to now where we have to wait for a whole crowd of people to come out for another different crowd to come in. So something's working if that many people want to come here and kind of be a part of what's going on. So I like the movement shift. It's not perfect. It's not all going to happen overnight, but I like the direction it's headed. So thank you to everybody who's part of it.
Yes, like Mrs. Swearingen said, we went to the National School Board Association conference, and I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot. It's good to hear from your peers out there around the country that, hey, guess what? We're going through the same thing. So you don't feel like you're out there on an island by yourself trying to get things done. So I took away from that a lot, and hope some of it we can sit down and we can all talk about it and maybe implement it in our school district at some point in time. I did the Science Palooza. I think I did STEM in Cameron. Yeah. So I was so impressed with these young men and women. And they were so excited to show us their science project. And we hear a lot of bad, all this bad. But after coming out of some of these schools and some of these programs, you go, I don't think we have anything to worry about. We got some very smart young men and women in our school district. And I love talking to them, and they love showing us what they're doing. And I'm always excited and happy when I leave, Then we got to go back to the real world and everybody's going to complain about something. But these kids amaze me every day when I talk to them, whether it's at elementary school or the junior high school or the high school. I'm so proud because I did an interview with EXP. I was an interviewee and students came in and, I was expecting, how teenagers, hold their head down. No, these kids were professional and they look you dead in the eye and they talk to you. And that's what I was looking for. And I was so amazed. And they were so articulate and they knew what they wanted to do. Hey, these kids are doing well, and I'm excited whenever I do something with the schools and the students. I did go to the STEM girls and boys basketball banquet about a week or so ago. It was really nice. They invited me and we spoke. It's nice to see those kids get awarded and let them know that we are proud of what they do. Very, very proud. Just like listening to these young kids sing tonight, very uplifting. I love it. Get them out there, show us what they're showing us what they can do. And it's just an honor they come and do it for us and you can hear it. And it's uplifting and it's uplifting for them to get out here and do it in front of such a large crowd, and parents out here supporting them, grandparents and brothers and sisters. So that was very, very enjoyable. And of course, awarding all our employees of the month, it's always good to get a pat on the back that, hey, you did well. And, we need to keep doing that. And that's a great thing. So with that, that's all I have. We don't have a student representative tonight. BAE. BAE.
You renaming us?
Of course.
Okay, so across our schools, teachers are seeing many of our students giving their very best effort on the state test, which is kind of a new concept. We like to hear that I think the DTA got more teachers and kids involved in doing the test, so it's kind of great to actually hear that. Our educators have worked hard all year to prepare students, and it's encouraging to witness students rising to the challenge and trying their hardest. That dedication from both students and staff deserves recognition. However, I do need to address a serious concern that directly impacts the ability to support students and teachers effectively. On February 11, 2026, I sent an email to Dr. Reed with questions regarding support for our special education teachers needed related to the new Teach Town curriculum. I did not receive a response till April 14th, until Mrs. Gomar responded with the answer. In reviewing the email chain, I also noticed that Dr. Reed did not contact Mrs. Gomar until April 2nd, after asking her to provide the information that I requested. That means there was a 62-day delay from my original request to receiving a response. Unfortunately, delays in communication from certain departments are not uncommon for our members in this district. When teachers and staff cannot get timely answers to important questions, especially those involving special education services and curriculum's implementation, it creates confusion, increased stress, and impedes the teaching process. Our educators should not have to wait months for answers that directly affect their ability to serve students. Timely communication is not a luxury. It's essential to student success and staff effectiveness. I urge the district to examine these communication breakdowns, establish clear response and timelines, and ensure that departments provide the support our teachers need when they need it. I gave a copy to the emails for evidence of how the 60, how many days it was, I lost track. All I know is the school year's over and now I got the information a little late. So copies of the emails in there for the evidence that we're tired of waiting. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next we have CSEA.
And Miss Brianna Simonitis, the president of CSEA, has requested that I read her statement as she was unable to be here tonight. So good evening, members of the board. On behalf of CSEA, I would like to share the following updates from our chapter. I am unable to attend this evening, so I appreciate this statement being read on my behalf. At our March chapter meeting, we elected 3 delegates to attend the 100th annual CSEA conference. We are proud to have Carrie Thomas, Julie Grounds, and Amber Santos represent our chapter along with myself as chapter president. Those who were not elected will serve as alternates. Our negotiations team met last week and is prepared with counteroffers on the remaining articles still under discussion. We look forward to continuing our work with Barstow Unified School District and hope to have upcoming dates scheduled soon, as we recognize the school year is quickly coming to a close. We would also like to recognize that one of our classified members has been selected as our Regional Member of the Year for Region 90. This honor is given to individuals who go above and beyond in service to their members, chapter, CSEA, and the broader community. While this member has chosen to remain anonymous, we extend our sincere congratulations and appreciation for their outstanding commitment and dedication to improving the lives of our members, students, and community. Lastly, we hope everyone had a restful spring break, and we look forward to finishing the school year strong together. Thank you, Brianna Simonitis, CSEA President.
Thank you. Next, Personnel Commission. I didn't forget you this time.
All right. No problem, no problem. Glad to be here. Good evening, board members, staff, and guests. This is the report for the Personnel Commission for this month. We currently have 2 interviews in process. We have 5 recruitments that are in the testing stage and 5 recruitments that are open that will close at the end of this month. We also currently have a total of 388 classified employees, 169 8-hour full-time, 133 benefited part-time, and 86 non-benefited part-time. As always, we have 18 classified managers. On the classifications, security, we have no vacancies at this time. Safety, the 2 newly created safety positions at the high school, we're prepared for interviews. Dates are being set, so those are still vacant. On custodials, we're currently just working on the backfills. So there was a lot of transfers, so we're working on the backfilling some of those positions. But we've gone through multiple rounds already. Some individuals accepted position, declined, or there was a lot of movement where they went back to their old position. So we're working through all of that. But Most of them are already on their site and, all the gears are moving now. They have their assignment and they're getting in the group. Okay, what else do we have? NSW 1 and, so Nutrition Services 1 and 3, we concluded those interviews and we're working on onboardings. Health assistant interviews are being scheduled. They have to be rescheduled, but we're working on a new date. Paraeducator, special needs, and also a general ed paras. Full-time, those, we're gonna be conducting group interviews on May 1st. So that's our target date for that. Campus safety and security training, again, we're targeting June 1 and 2nd, so make sure those individuals keep down their calendar. We continue to review the applications for minimum qualifications for our recruitments that are closing. And then the next group to be tested is the senior office assistants and also grounds maintenance. That's the next ones that are in line. Our 5 recruitments that close on April 30th, as soon as they close, then we'll move to testing. So we have to review the applications and then move to testing. Some of the additional duties that we're performing this month is there's reasonable assurance letters that need to be mailed out. So the staff is working on those. Summer school notices for the individuals that are working during the summer, those are going out. And then the length of service certificates that we need for our employee picnic. So those are being worked on. And lastly, our PC meeting is this Thursday, April 23rd. We have to make an adjustment so that we, spring break was going to be kind of a dead meeting. So we moved it. So we rescheduled it. And so we'll be meeting this Thursday starting at 4 p.m. So we're going to be half an hour earlier. Please come and join us. You're all welcome. Everybody's welcome. Join us. Any questions?
I have a couple. You said with summer school that everybody's been notified. Was everything handled as far as with the additional custodians necessary and how that we talked about it and then it was identified, but has that been actually like allocated and?
So there's 2 questions there. For the summer school notifications, the nutrition services part, there's certain classifications that got notified. There's others that have not. So that's still in the works. The letters are being put together, so that's going out. So in case somebody's out there hearing this, they're like, oh no, don't freak out, right? It's not an issue. Your other question about the summer school custodians. The summer school, the custodians that this board approved, that were the nutrition services champions, ex-mix. For the summer school, the first week of summer school, at least their duties for nutrition services, they're only gonna have about a week's worth of work. And after that, those hours are going to be turned to the school to perform the other duties. And additionally, the rest of their schedule should still be able to adjust and be able to provide those services. So that's how we're going to conduct that or complete those duties or that service, is using the nutrition services champions custodians that we have out there, at least for summer school. So like I said, after the first 4 days, they'll be done with whatever deep cleaning of the kitchen they have to do. And after that, those hours will be turned over to the site to assist them for summer school. And then they have to divide the duties, right? So they have their own custodians. They got to figure out who's going to be doing what and when.
Okay. And then the other one was with the paras, right? So we're like, if we're interviewing May 1st, I mean, we're pretty much coming up on the end of the year. What does that look like as far as when do they actually get hired? When do they start? Are they?
Right. So the onboardings, there's a lot of factors here. They have to be fingerprinted. They have to get the TB test, physical. Sometimes the candidates take a long time for that. Sometimes they do it pretty fast. So then we can process them and do the onboardings. It could be, there is a scenario sometimes when they're cleared to go and there's only about a week left for the school. Sometimes the schools just request, you know what, let's just start them at the beginning of the year. And sometimes they need the help right away and they'll bring them in. But most of our schools have been saying that if we're that close to the end of the year, just put them, have them the start time in August, back at the beginning of the year.
So when we get closer to the end of the year, then really on those jobs, it's school to school, whatever the site admin. Okay.
Right. Yeah, whatever they request. That's right.
Anything else? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right, can I get a motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
So move.
I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Letter from the Superintendent of Schools, 25-26 review of the second interim financial report. The San Bernardino County Superintendent of Schools has concluded its formal review of the Barstow Unified School District second interim financial report for a period ending January 31st, 2026. Following a comprehensive analysis of the district's financial health, the SBCSS has issued a formal letter of agreement officially supporting the district positive certification. Do I have it? Anybody want to pull anything off the consent calendar? No? Yes?
For the next calendar?
The consent calendar.
Oh.
No? Can I get a motion to approve the consent calendar?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Next, we'll go into discussion items. Lima I-1 Resolution Number 2025-26, special recognition of all certificated and classified employees during May 2026. Recommending the Board of Trustees adopt Resolution Number 2025-2026, special recognition of all certificated and classified employees during May 2026 and express appreciation for outstanding job school employees do. Do I have any discussion?
I may present the resolution.
Okay, you can present the resolution. I'm so nice.
I appreciate that. Resolution number 2025-2026, whereas the state of California annually sets aside the second Wednesday in May as California Day of the Teacher, and whereas teachers are vital to providing quality education and establishing a foundation for lifelong learning for the youth of our nation, and whereas teachers in Barstow Unified School District help to meet the diverse needs of our students, abilities, goals, and backgrounds by using creative and innovative methods of instruction, and whereas the impact that teachers have on students is never ending, in that teachers' dedication and efforts positively affect our youth indefinitely by helping each one to realize his or her potential. And whereas it is appropriate to recognize the talents and devotion of the Barstow Unified School District's teachers as one of our community's most valuable resources. And whereas the California School Employees Association in the state of California have designated May 17th through the 23rd, 2026 as Classified School Employee Week. And whereas the purpose of this observance is to recognize the service and valuable contributions these dedicated individuals make to our schools. And whereas California Public Schools employ approximately 250,000 classified staff on whom schools tend to run efficiently and effectively. And whereas classified school employees, through direct and support services, help provide a wholesome and positive instructional environment, which are essential ingredients to enable excellent teaching, sound administration, and high achievement by students. And whereas classified school employees play a vital role in providing for the welfare and safety of Barstow Unified School District's school children. And whereas Barstow Unified School District's classified employees strive for excellence in all aspects of their areas of expertise. Now therefore be it resolved that Barstow Unified School District Board of Trustees hereby recognizes April 27, 2026 through May 1st, 2026, School Nutrition Employee Week. Friday, May 1st, 2026, School Principals Day. Friday, May 1st, 2026, School Lunch Hero Day. May 4th, 2026 through May 8th, 2026, National Teacher Appreciation Week. Tuesday, May 5th, 2026, National Teacher Appreciation Day. Wednesday, May 13th, 2026, California Day of the Teacher. Wednesday, May 6th, 2026, National School Nurse Day. May 17, 2026 through May 23rd, 2026, Classified School Employee Appreciation Week, and expresses its appreciation for the outstanding contributions made by the competent and dedicated certificated and classified staff of the Barstow Unified School District in preparing today's youth for the future. adopted by the Board of Trustees this 21st day of April, 2026, and is handed back to the board president for approval.
All right. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, next we'll go to Lima I-2, appointment and employment agreement for interim superintendent. Recommending the Board of Trustees approve the appointment and employment agreement for George Gutierrez for interim superintendent effective July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027.
Yes, and due to my retirement at the end of the day on June 30th, 2026, the Board of Trustees has approved the interim superintendent of Jorge Gutierrez starting on July 1, 2026. And we have worked to negotiate with the Board of Trustees and Mr. Gutierrez for his contract starting on July 1st, 2026. And it is attached to this agenda item and held for review by the Board of Trustees. And we are currently asking for this contract to be adopted. So on July 1, Mr. Gutierrez will take over the helm.
All right, do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Thank you. Okay. Lima I, schedule for graduation promotion ceremonies, May 2026. Recommending the Board of Trustees approve the graduation promotion schedule. The Board of Trustees may wish to indicate which graduation and or promotion exercises they will be able to participate in by granting diplomas and certificates.
Yes, Mr. Godfrey.
Yes, the graduation season commences on May 16th, 10 a.m. at Barstow College for the adult ed program. And we finish with Barstow High School Thursday, May 28th, 2026, 7 p.m., Langworthy Field. Excited for all of our students to graduate and move on to new endeavors. And we're asking that the board approve these dates and subsequently choose the graduations that you're able to attend.
No questions? No. All right, do I have a motion?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Lima I-2, new course outline, CTE Patient Care 2, Barstow High School.
Mr. Godfrey.
Patient Care 2 is a capstone course preparing students for careers or post-secondary education in the healthcare field. This course is designed to prepare students to perform clinical skills, including examining room procedures, taking vital signs and medical histories, first aid, CPR, and routine laboratory procedures.
All right. That's information only. Lima I-3, new course outline for textbooks for CTE Welding 2, Barstow High School.
Mr. Godfrey.
Students will build on the knowledge and skills relating to the transfer of matter and energy through electrical, fluid, thermal, and mechanical systems. They will also study advanced fundamentals of mechanical and structural systems and facilities. Students will explore professional opportunities in the field of agricultural engineering and welding.
Questions? Nope. All right. Lima I-4, new class outline for textbooks for CTE Child Development, Barstow High School.
Mr. Godfrey.
Child Development 2 is a career technical education course centered around the physical, social, emotional, and intellectual development of children and adolescents. The course provides 10th, 11th, and 12th grade students the opportunity to study the history of children through families and society, the finding of major child development theorists, the stages of development for children between ages 5 and 18, and the role of parents, caregivers, and those working with children as children grow and develop.
All right. Lima I-5.
I
Yes,
did
go ahead.
have a
I'm sorry.
question on that one, sorry.
I was moving right along.
I was curious, does CTE have any crossover if any prospective students want to be teachers? I know like with TK, right? You have that child development piece with it. is there a connection, or could there be a connection as far as them being able to get that portion of it counting towards it if they wanted to go?
There is articulation with Barstow College and Victor Valley College. Mr. Gutierrez has been overseeing a program. I don't know if you want to expand on that.
Yeah, so we do have a partnership with Barstow Community College and Cal State Dominguez Hills and Cal State San Bernardino, and create your own, grow your own, teacher program, and it streamlines the students that are interested in those fields to go into the university, and there's grants and financial aid. And we're also working with the CEG program, Classified Employees Grant with San Bernardino County Superintendent of Schools, that gives students who have 60 units $4,300 for living expenses, and just to make sure that it's easier for them to obtain the certifications to become teachers. The early childhood development program, if they complete 24 units, they could actually be a TK. It's a little bit more specific, but all of those skills actually transfer to TK to 3, because you're doing early literacy, early childhood development, and it's good to have teachers who have that level of expertise to address early literacy, social emotional learning, development, and so it's a big push and effort from the state right now. Been working with community colleges. In terms of credits, if that's what you're asking, the articulation, we're trying to work through that whole program, the whole system, to see if there is a bridge program between Barstow High School and Barstow Community College, so that if there's dual enrollment, we're still working that out.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not there yet, but we're working that out. I don't know if that was your question.
You're good. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So that's what I thought it said, barbecuing, and I was like, what? What a class. I need to sign up for that one. Lima I-5, new course outline for textbooks for CTE, Introduction to Barbering 1A. Huh? I know, for some reason I stopped barbecuing.
It's too late to be talking about food.
I know. 1A, 1B, and Barbering 2 for the Barstow High School.
Mr. Godfrey.
Yes, this is actually 4 courses that are not currently on the master schedule at Barstow High School. However, the high school is interested in aligning with Mountain Desert Career Pathways Consortium. This is offered in other high schools in the high desert. It's part of the fashion and interior design sector. They want to keep up to pace with the other schools. If there's an interest from students, then they'll work with Mr. Gutierrez's department to find a rock star barbering teacher that's out there to come teach our students. So we want to be prepared if that comes to fruition.
So with that, does that mean the other 3 that we were looking at are on the master schedule?
They are, and the
Okay.
ones you're looking at and are going to hopefully approve in our next board meeting, they're capstone courses, and it'll create a 2-year pathway for our students.
Thank you.
Do we have interested students for this barbering class? Or?
There's some interest, whether or not it's enough to garner an FTE, an actual employee, that's yet to be determined.
How much kids would it have to?
I think that's a question for the personnel department.
About 180.
180?
That's where but there's always things that we can work out. Part-time positions and stuff like that. But
Because I know, looking at this, I think it's a great idea, because you get a lot of young people who want to get licensed for barbering, and I meet them when they're in their late teens, early 20s. And I know Barstow Community College had a hard problem, especially getting an instructor to do this. So, I mean, it's good that we want to try this, and I hope we get the kids interested in it. That's a high number, 180. But
I was thinking a part-time, maybe a period or 2. Yeah. And then we'll prorate it.
There's
cost effective.
Yeah, there's a lot of barbers out there that still haven't got certified, but they're cutting hair.
Yeah.
But I think I need to go back to school.
And a totally uneducated in this realm question, and I'm not sure which way this goes, but is this just specifically cutting hair? Because I know once you go into that realm, right, there's a lot of tentacles you can go out to, right?
Yeah.
There are facets of cosmetology that would be part of the course.
Okay.
So that would include various things like,
Yeah, like I said, I know I'm totally out of my.
I see the number of students interested going up already.
the skin and all those other things that go with cosmetology, yes.
Okay, so that is a portion of it.
Sign me up. I'll be
Part of the
first one
learning.
lined up.
Okay. You know, it would be nice. I know they got the cosmetology program at BCC and the barbering program at BCC. And it'd be great to team up with them and get this thing off and running. But that's fantastic.
Study courses.
All right. Do we have any items for future board meetings?
Not at this time.
All right, we do not have to go back in closed session. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned at 7:36.